it's leaning kind of out right here, which is going to be an open area, and these stakes represent the front of our deck. But if the wind's carrying it the wrong way, you know, it's a big tree and it's going to cause too much damage if it comes down. So, and another reason is the hemlock trees on this property, they get ants in them, and I'll show that in one of the trees up top that I've got to take down next summer. So you can see the woodpeckers have basically hollowed it out. It's so what happens is, you know, you can see these little holes, they're starting, the ants are in there. And it all depends, because the ants could be 30 feet in the air. I've seen that before, where they've got the whole tree rotted out and eaten out from the inside, you know, 30 feet up, and that's where they snap off. And so yeah, that's why we got to take this one down. So good morning for a walk. Let's go up top to the field and I'll show you the tree and an example of what happens to those trees with the ants get into them. Yeah, so a woodpecker's been working at this tree all winter. And you can see that, you know, where he's digging in, there's a ring of good wood, maybe 3-4 inches around the outside of that tree. And the inside is all hollowed out by ants. And obviously the woodpeckers had a bit of a feast this year. You know, and there's holes, you know, even 20 feet up on this tree. So, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to take that one down. You know, I wasn't worried about it before. It's leaning down through here, but it looked healthy. But after this winter, well, I don't want that tree to come down and take out a bunch of the nice maple trees down below. So I'm gonna have to pull that one back into the field. Well, the other issue is this outhouse, which I actually moved here a couple of years ago, or maybe a year and a half ago, because it was up on the road allowance and I was told to move it. So I put it here. It was a good spot for it. And you can see here's another hemlock tree that did the same thing, snapped off halfway up. And it actually was laying down in here on top of a fort that somebody had built in the trees and just crushed everything. So I cleaned that up. Well, I'm gonna get the rope strung out and get set up, and we'll get to taking those trees down. Minus 18 Celsius this morning, so I've had the block heater plugged in on this for an hour and a half, but we'll see if it'll start. What I'm thinking of doing is, I've got a rope on this one. I'm going to notch these two, this one, notch this one, and leave quite a bit of hinge wood in them, you know what I mean? I'm not going to take them, I'm not going to cut them off. so they'll stand there just fine. It's not windy this morning, and this may turn into a massive headache if it all hangs up, but I can't help but try and make it a little challenging. So the idea is I want to drop this tree into that one, and then that one into the next one, and then they'll all fall over together, and then I'll come and clean them up and start burning the brush. not going to be giving this tree a huge pull because I'm just going to ease forward and hopefully let my notch steer the tree out. And I'd rather it land out here somewhere if I can. First things first though, get the ladder down, and there's this soft maple here that's got a dead top on it, and it's laying up in this tree. So that's part of the reason why I want to pull this tree over, and I don't want to be standing here when it comes down. I'm going to do a little small test notch just to see if this tree's hollow as well. If it's hollow, then I got to change the way I'm notching it. But if it ends up being a solid tree, I'm going to put a decent sized face notch in it here, and then bring my back cut in so far, and I'm going to leave not a lot but enough hinge wood so that I don't have to worry about it coming down on its own. And then I'm going to jump in the skid steer and give it a nice gentle pull, and down she should go. I think it was a good thing we took this down, because if you get looking right in here, all these holes, ants been in it. Like, oh yeah, there are ants everywhere. There's also a tree, look at this, but bigger hemlock that was standing right in the corner of this garage, and we pulled it over when I was putting the driveway in a couple of years ago. But the neat thing is when I was cutting it up and cutting into rounds, because I actually cut it into like campfire wood, about 25 feet up the tree, there was a rotten spot, same thing where the ants had been in there. It was all hollowed out, and there was a little leather pouch in there, and there was nothing in the pouch. It was empty, but Root's pouch, I got it hanging up in the tree there, and I took some pictures when I cut, because I almost cut through the bag when I was cutting the tree up. But it was such a strange thing, this, you know, it's not like it grew up in the tree, because that's not how that works. And somehow somebody got up there and put that pouch up there, and I'm not sure why. That's going good today. And the more I get looking at this, this little cluster of trees needs to go too. give that a pull.
You're okay. You are getting too big for this thing.
I know.
Okay. Oh, you are getting a little too big for this thing.